Pay attention, because what I'm about to show you isn't just science fiction anymore. We built a robot named Neo that's ready to move into your house. And this might be the line that humanity never was supposed to cross. Matter of fact, look at this. This is Neo, the world's first consumer-ready humanoid robot, created by 1X Technology out of Norway. This robot is 5'6", 66 pounds, and powered by an AI brain. The same kind of technology behind chatbots. But this is the physical one. It talks, listens, and it learns. This bot will fold your laundry, greet your guests, clean your room, and patrol your house while you're gone. And for anything that it can't do, you can hire a real person to control it remotely through virtual reality. You heard what I just said? Meaning someone can walk around your home through a robot, and you can get all of that for $20,000. And if you ain't got that $20,000, they'll put you on a plan. You can get all of that for $499 a month. But let's talk about it. They say it's about helping humanity, but when robots start replacing labor, recording faces, and mapping homes, that's not help. That's called control. Your house becomes its training ground, and your data becomes its memory. And now we jump down that rabbit hole. What if this isn't about convenience? What if it's about dependency? Getting us used to letting these machines run our lives. Because once it's in your home, once it connects to your Wi-Fi and your habits, you're the one that's not in charge anymore. Neo might not be the future. Neo might be a test. And if we fail that test, we won't be just living with robots. We'll be living for them. I'm out.
Oh my God. Good thing we didn't get out and walk.
Huh?
Holy cow.
This is the problem. Once we're through, we're fine. You gotta send me
OMG.
Holy.
Oh my.
I've never experienced anything like this before. Cindy, good thing we didn't get out and walk. Oh my God. We would have that's insane.
I can't believe you made it.
Thank God we ordered a SUV.
You're amazing.
Hey, look at that. That's
You are
awesome.
amazing.
Wow.
What did I tell y'all, bruh? Bill Gates is out of here. We just won the war on climate change. Bill Gates has finally admitted that he was completely wrong on the issue. So I made a video some months ago. It might have even been last year, but when he literally announced that he's gonna give away all of his wealth over the next 20 years. Although, like I said, he's already out of here. Also, none of his wealth is going to his kids, because as I said, they're trying to keep it out of the family. So check it, the claim that he made about climate change. He says it's not going to wipe out humanity, although that's all he's been preaching our whole life. But the thing is, most people don't realize what he means by zero carbon emissions. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind that humans breathe out carbon. So the steps they've been taking to create this quote-unquote zero carbon emissions is doing things like making everything electric. In turn, it harms us because we are electrical beings. They are draining energy from us to allow these things to work. Minimizing waste. But we all can clearly see they are literally creating waste out of thin air, bro, to destroy the environment. Reducing meat consumption. We all seen how the way he took over the farms, and then all of a sudden all the meat disappeared and turned into GMO, in which harms us. Planting trees, but we clearly see they're tearing everything the fuck down. In turn, harms us because we are literally a part of the land. We are plants that get energized from the sun that they love to block. So essentially, if you haven't realized, what I'm trying to point out to you is that everything that they say they do for zero carbon emissions is the things that they literally currently are doing. and they harm us, the ones that actually produce the carbon. So in all reality, he is literally saying, offing all the beings that exhales carbon, because they have no issue on producing their own carbon from doing all their operations all over the world. He really wanted to get rid of humans because what we breathe out harms them. Anyways, I hope y'all picked up what I put down. Y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be gods. Hey.
DJ King Flow. Mixtape addict.
Back when they did backspins while battling, I was daydreaming about rapping and fashions. As time passed, the thirst only grew more. Started off, now when I speak.
Oh, there's somebody right now working on the drain right here.
This is the main road where you used to take it to Newcastle site, Middleton Settlement. This is it now. There used to be a house right here, so right around a house used to go right around the corner here, so all like gone. This was the main road. Everything gone. The main road used to go so. Used to have some house over here, so every single thing gone.
Okay, we need to talk about what's happening in Jamaica right now because nobody is talking about the coincidence, the shocking coincidence that Jamaica signed on to do and now is experiencing this Category 5 hurricane that's wiped out the frickin' island. My thoughts and prayers go out to all those affected, and now let's get into it. So did you know that Jamaica signed on to something called Vision 2030, where they want to change a lot of how Jamaica was? And they have all these fancy buzzwords, but what it really is surveillance, smart grid, smart technology, smart city. Kind of like what happened in Hawaii. As you can see on the website, you see the Sustainable Development Goals. That's Agenda 21. Now, Agenda 21, as we know, is the shocking agenda to do a lot of things to all the countries in the world, which seem good on the surface, equality, diversity, inclusion, when it really comes down to surveillance, control, and basically a prison without bars, controlled by AI. Jamaica has a comprehensive plan for smart city development, including a new city project. Well, how are you going to build a new city where there already is one? Oh, what happened to Maui? What happened to other places that had a smart city planned? What happened, the other thing I was thinking too is, what happened to the hurricane that blew into South Carolina, where they found a massive lithium deposit and then a hurricane wiped out the whole area and they're telling people they can't build there anymore? Vision 2030 Jamaica, absolutely shocking. The plan to test and implement smart technologies. Improve your quality of life. Yeah, talk to a robot every frickin' day. Real lifestyle quality there, dude. And then also, drive economic growth. Do you mean economic units, where they judge you based on carbon credits and there's no longer currency? Is this the whole plan? Let me know if you think this is just a shocking coincidence. But actually, I guess I didn't really say, how would a hurricane have anything to do with this plan? Unless, of course, you could do anything to modify the weather. But surely weather modification is totally fake and impossible, right? And it would never be used nefariously against innocent people. We'll talk more about that in the next one. Comment your thoughts below and follow for more.
Y'all seen this one yet? It could be the glitch of all glitches with birds. Watch this. Oops. That's freaking weird, man. Yeah, look, there's someone else taking a picture.
It's so weird because it should be moving.
Yeah, I don't see any, like... I don't see anything, like...
I'm ready to drive.
Yeah. What if it just dropped all of a sudden? Wouldn't that be freaky?
Okay, well, let's go. It's so weird.
That's freaking weird, man. Yeah, look, there's someone else taking a picture.
It's so weird because it should be moving.
Yeah, I don't see any, like... I don't see anything, like...
I'm ready to drive.
Yeah. What if it just dropped all of a sudden? Wouldn't that be freaky?
Okay, well, let's go. It's so weird.
I'm almost 100% sure that they taught us that blood was blue inside the body until it hits oxygen and then it turns red. And I just saw a video of a 6th grade teacher talking about why do her 6th graders think that blood is blue. And my first thought was, how do you, as a teacher, not know that blood is blue until it hits oxygen? And then I looked it up, and apparently that was never true. So now I'm wondering, because I could have sworn they taught us this in schools. Like, I don't even know if this is a Mandela effect or if this is just like misinformation completely, or if they are like they just lied to it. Wait, who else thinks that blood is blue? Actually, let me ask my husband. Hold on, wait, babe, when your blood is inside your body, what color is it?
Blue.
See, it's not okay, so apparently that's never been true. Like, blood has always been red. That's just a myth.
It's only red when it turns
when it hits oxygen. Thank you. Okay, so apparently that's just a myth. So I literally just, I feel like they taught us this in schools, but my mom's also in the medical field and also taught me this. Like, this is gonna, what the hell?
Some questions. I asked questions about, some of the things that are happening right now. And so, for example, I asked them, even though I've already gotten information from them about like what their purpose is, I did ask about that again. And one of the things that I got was that they're they told me before, they're not here for humans. Their focus is not humans. They're here to communicate with a lot of the different beings on the different star systems here. And and so they they were talking really about the stuff that they're here to do. And so one of the things they said that they're here to do is they are broadcasting. They said that they're broadcasting kind of a signal out to the whole solar system, and that broadcast is is not primarily for us, but it's like something that you do to be polite. So they said that when you go to visit a new star system, you always kind of let people know that you're there. That's just the polite thing to do. You don't just show up in someone's star system careening through space, without an invitation and not announce yourself. And they to help me understand it, they were saying, how like certain African cultures and like, I think the Navajo do this. Like, it's like when you go visit somebody, like these are places where people don't use telephones. You stand a certain distance from their door and you say, hello, whatever, or some greeting. And then that gives the person time to kind of get ready, get their house in order, whatever. And then when they're ready, they'll come to the door and say, oh, hello, come on in. And so they said it's like that with spaceships or with, visiting other star systems, is that you announce that you're there. And so they said they're sending out a broadcast, and that this broadcast can be picked up by all of the beings on all of the planets in our solar system. And I asked, well, are the scientists picking up this broadcast? And they said, yes, they are. And so I asked, well, do they understand the broadcast? And they said, well, some more than others. And I asked specifically about SETI, since the update today, right, was that article that came out saying SETI is changing their protocols for talking to extraterrestrials. And so they said, yes, the people at SETI are much clearer about what's going on. Like, they're very clear that this is a broadcast because that's been their work, right? From the beginning, their whole focus has been, can we pick up a broadcast from someone?
So could this be the official last update to 3i Atlas? Why do I say that? Because scientists have been warning that you should take a vacation before the 29th, which is exactly 1 day from now. Scientists are telling you that you should take a vacation before October 29th. And once again, this is all stemming from 3i Atlas. This 3i Atlas right here, this alleged comet that is over 12 miles long and traveling at over 145,000 miles per hour. And there are claims now that there are crystal clear images of 3i Atlas. So why are they not being released? You could even check NASA's website if you'd like. It's all due, they're claiming, due to the government shutdown. So if this is absolutely nothing, just a comet like they claim, then what was the deal with them launching a defense probe? So if the claims are true that this is absolutely nothing, then just show us the images, right? And my other question then is, why is it that scientists keep saying that it's slowing up, speeding down, orbiting behind the sun, maybe powering itself with the sun? All of that just does not sound like a flying rock to me. Why don't they just come clean? They're not calling it a comet, a UFO. There is no definitive terminology for what this is. So this is from the official NASA page right here. And if you explored this section further, there have been no updates due to a government shutdown. Those are the claims on the website. That's not something that's being made up. But once again, like I say to you in every single one of my videos, take this as entertainment purposes only. But give me your thoughts as to what you think is actually really going on. Why would scientists say take a vacation before the 29th if there was nothing to be concerned about? Should we be concerned about 3i Atlas? And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Did y'all hear the news? Did y'all hear the news? Why the government really shutting down? This gonna fuck y'all heads up. They had all of us fooled. We thinking it's because y'all back and forth beefing over some money, when the truth is they shut down because of 3i Atlas. Yo, this shit is getting freaky. Low key, they saying that this shit ain't a rock no more. They saying this is something else. This is why these motherfuckers shut down. We thinking it's over to some money. This shit is over 3i Atlas. Yo, I don't know what's going on, but something ain't right in the fucking air. Get your loved ones, get your family, get together, because it's something they're not telling us. And low-key, other governments might have shut down too across the world. They just not exposing it. Because they ain't got no choice but to let us know what's going on over here. Why is the government shutting down? Yo, 3i Atlas ain't a fucking rock.
The book of creations, all the races in the universe. And then somebody asked a great question. They said, yo, how am I supposed to trust you on knowing who the aliens are in the universe? So let me show you exactly how the book works. To start, I made the book for me, a way to research and to keep up with different beings in the universe, for me to better understand exactly what's going on, everything happening right now. So how can you use the book? Let's look at the book right here. I'm pull the book up right above me. Now, right beside that, pull up some type of AI. I'm going to use Grok. Each one has a picture, and above it, it has a description. You might not understand, but the AI, it will. So copy the entire paragraph right there, paste it into ChatGPT or Grok. The book of creation explains everything about them, including how they are related to one another, also their powers, also where they're from. But you will know this if you get the book and then you copy this paragraph and put it into the AI and ask it to explain to you so that you can do your research on every race in the universe. This one is for the chosen.
You ever want to know if something is natural or man-made, just look at the pattern. Before I jump into this, I gotta stop and pause and give my people in Jamaica some love. Sending y'all love, healing, and high vibration. Energy never lies, and patterns don't either. Okay, I want y'all to think through this real quick. Whenever there's a major hurricane that occurs, usually the same occurrences happen. Summer feeds go down, and the coverage is cut for hours. Then when they finally do come back on, the storm mysteriously changed directions, and I mean drastically, like it got GPS rerouted. I'm not saying that's proof of anything. I am not. But what I am saying is when you start to see the patterns, you start to actually see. Same story, all they did was change the name. Now, let's insert Operation Popeye for a second, shall we? This was a real military project back in the late 60s or 70s. And for anybody unfamiliar, this is when they used cloud seeding technology to make it rain more for the Vietnam War. Now, did y'all hear the dates that I said? I said back in the 60s and 70s. Do y'all know how far advanced technology has come since then? And my light died, that's not important. Let's continue. Do y'all realize how far advanced technology has gotten since the 60s and 70s? TikTok, before you try to get cute and mess with my videos, just know this is public record. This ain't no conspiracy theory. Main goal was to flood supply routes. Do y'all hear that? Flood supply routes. So if I'm thinking about this correctly, that means they've been using weather as a weapon. Right or wrong? So when people hear weather modification, that's, again, not a theory. That's more like history. You know what they say. Once something works, it rarely gets retired. Just enhanced. Now let's talk about Hurricane Melissa. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, I did see where the storm changed direction suddenly and the data feeds happened to go out once again. And guess what? Afterwards, we're going to see rebuild announcements in this same region. I'm not saying that's control. Nope, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that patterns repeat for a reason. And I got a little extra curious and I came across something called Vision 2030 Jamaica. That is when my spidey senses started jumping. On paper, it doesn't sound half bad. New infrastructure, smart cities, global partnerships, national development plan. Beautiful, right? It did make me wonder, I can't lie. Why do so many natural disasters clear the same coastal zones that are hosting these modernization projects? These coastal zones are like the prime land for these projects, coincidentally, which we know ain't no such thing. Frequency does not do coincidences. It only does alignment. I'm not claiming facts. Once again, I'm just saying history. His story told us about weather manipulation. All I know is the news keeps showing convenient catastrophes. And when I look at it, the future plans of it lines up just a little bit too perfectly. I can't front. When things start looking a little too random, I start looking at the pattern. Just remember, these are my theories, so I'm not here to sway you and I'm not here to scare you. I'm just here to make you think. I want to ask questions because everything that looks like nature is not always natural. That's all I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie, I had to remind myself, remember, this is a loop, so don't get stuck in it. I had to remember, observe, don't absorb. As I started observing the patterns, I realized this lines up perfectly with what I said talking about California. And then prior to that, I believe it was Maui. I saw smart cities and I saw Vision 2030 for Jamaica. The dots just started connecting themselves. What do y'all think? You think this is a coincidence or do you think this is coordinated? And wait to see y'all responses. Again, sending love, light, and healing to those in Jamaica. Peace, love, and light and gratitude to y'all.
I invented a self-defense device. I call it Plop and it can do multiple things. This part right here acts as a flashlight that shines in dark places like alleys, streets, and anywhere without light. This right here is an infrared transceiver that can control things that focus on infrared waves like drones, garage doors, and remote controllers. This blue button on the back sends sound back home, signaling home for danger whenever it's pressed. And finally, the humidifier module on the top and on the side that sprays out a non-lethal substance that helps you stay safe. Thank you for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe. And let me know what you want to see next. This is an ultrasonic distance measurement tool. It uses ultrasonic signals to bounce sound back and forth to measure distance and display it right here. It uses a joystick module and a stepper motor to control movement of the ultrasonic sensor. Without further ado, let's go test it out. The reason why I'm showing this ultrasonic sensor is because I'm going to break it apart and use the parts for a new project. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I made my own version of microbots from the movie Big Hero 6. I made it from things around the house just to test out the mechanics of the device so I can maybe make a smaller version in the future. As of right now, it works by me plugging the microcontroller into my computer, and then it tries to walk across my desk, but it really doesn't get far yet because I'm just still testing the mechanics out, so I'll show you that. Yes, I think I see the problem in the code and in the mechanics. So, and really quick, I just want to thank everybody for the support they showed, liking the videos, commenting, following, and I want to thank everybody for 17K subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me, and I want to keep bringing content to you. Thanks for watching.
They changed our calendar so we wouldn't see when the Great Reset was coming. Listen, all this chaos, all this craziness that has been 2025, all of it was predicted way back when. The ancients, they didn't see time in a straight line. They saw it as loops, as cycles. I'm talking the Hindus, the Mayans, the Egyptians. They would see empires rise and fall, rise and fall. That's how time worked to them. Hindu cosmology, these cycles are called yugas. We start in a golden age, and then slowly but surely consciousness progresses into chaos. That is called the Kali Yuga stage. That is what people believe that we are currently in right now. This is where the calendar comes in, because the one that we use, the Gregorian one, was edited by the church in 1582. You may have heard of this. It lost about 10 days. Before that, the Julian calendar had already overtaken Rome's lunar system. Empires quite literally rewrote time over and over and over again until ancient cosmic calendars were buried. And if you disconnect people from the sky, you disconnect people from the stars, and that disconnects them from the cycle, and then that disconnects them from the truth that none of this is new. It's all been done before. 2025 feels wild. It feels random, but it's not. It's just the end of a cycle. We just forgot where we were at on the clock. But time remembers, the earth remembers, and I don't know, maybe people are starting to catch up because it seems like a lot of us are waking up.
I need you guys to watch this glitch. Look.
Can I smoke your vape, please? I thought. Of course. Is that right here? What's your name?
She said, can I smoke your vape? He's looking for the vape. We cannot find the vape. Now watch. Watch. Out of thin air.
Say that.
I swear, I looked right there.
Yeah, I wasn't there. Where did it fall from?
I'm looking on the left side of the shot.
Right? That was Matrix. Matrix. It was in another dimension, babe.
Watch it again. Watch it again. It pops out of thin air. Look. Bloop. What? You guys cannot tell me that that wasn't like the best freaking evidence ever. That was sent to me by a follower of mine. I said, girl, I have to make a video on this because what the fuck? Do you guys remember when I posted the lemon video where the lemon was, the girl cut the lemon in half and then it cinched itself back together? That was another glitch in the Matrix, and that video went mega viral. It hit like, I don't know, 8 million views or something. What's crazy is that this morning my sister's lemon had an A on it. Excuse me, both of our names start with the letter A, and I see letter A's everywhere. I'm always taking pictures of the letter A because it'll just pop up in nature and random spots. I'm sorry, but this is feeling like when life gives you lemons with your initial on it. That's a good sign, baby. You make lots of lemonade, and now is the best time to manifest, you guys. With these crazy glitches happening in the Matrix and things just popping up out of thin air, why would you not use this time to manifest literally everything that you want and become the best version of you? You can start by joining my school. I go over all of the tools that are gonna help you quantum jump and manifest and literally beat the glitch in the Matrix so that you can achieve your dream life. Like, why would you not do it? Go check it out. It's up on my site. Let's glitch the Matrix together, bitches. Okay.
That's what we doing. That's what we doing. Swinging on me, bitch. That's what we doing. trespassing, you gonna swing on me?
That's some excitement. Wow.
People in the conscious community are actually talking about this, all right? The 3-eye atlas meets the sun. This is referred to as a perihelion. Now, some believe that this alleged comet is actually an extraterrestrial interstellar object with ancient codes that when interacting with our sun would actually have a huge bearing on our ascension process. It would actually send additional codes, especially with the magnetosphere being weaker than ever and us approaching solar maximum. I'm going to show you a solar flare. Gina Marie Colvin actually caught this solar flare. A huge flash emitted. Y'all tell me if y'all think this is attributed to the 3-eye atlas perihelion.
That is a massive solar flare. It happened shortly after midnight. I want to show you this. Watch this. Watch it come into play. Just like that.
That's like a bazooka.
Watch it again. Everything's going fine, then watch what happens.
Wow, that's powerful.
It's like some invisible hand up.
It's important to know that there is going to be a lot more solar flares and ionizing particles hitting the planet. This is why it's imperative that you begin to detox and remove the toxic metals such as arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury from your blood, all right? In ancient times, I made you aware that our bodies were very closely related to plants. We had the ability of absorbing energy through the photosynthesis process. We didn't need to eat food to convert it to chemical energy. We were basically breatharians or photosynthians, all right? As time progressed, we're moving back to that. When our planet was invaded, oxygen was pumped in our atmosphere, which was designed as a neurotoxin and something to restart our metallics, all right? Our second moon has reemerged as well, all right? Our planet Tiamat is rekindling its ancient magic as the dragon ley lines begin to activate. Solar flares are activating us more and more, all right? I recommend things like grounding. I recommend fasting. I recommend more meditation, all right? Actually sitting with yourself and going inward is essential for cosmic light code integration, all right? Gods and goddesses, so it's important that we meditate more. Focus on things like breath work, doing our ohms. Om. All of these things are essential for cosmic light code integration and getting back to our true primordial essence. DNA tuning forks emit a 528 hertz frequency that actually restabilizes your deoxynucleic acid. All right, this is another phenomenal component you can utilize to actually attack the deceptive graphene oxide, as well as the 4G, 5G, and 6G radiation. I made you aware that when you utilize sound healing, you have the ability of eradicating archons in your morphogenetic field before they materialize into the body as actual parasites, all right? Because parasites are archons. All right, parasites are archons manifested in the third density. So when you utilize sound healing, you can eliminate them while they're archonic in the morphogenetic field before they materialize into dis-ease or ailments. I do have the 528 hertz DNA tuning forks available on Holistic Remedies link in bio. Currently, we are living in some very interesting times. A Harvard astronomer actually indicated and said that it's a 40% chance that this interstellar comet, what they call a 3-eye atlas, is actually some form of alien technology, all right? They believe that. And I personally feel like if it is extraterrestrial technology, it holds ancient primordial codes that when it works in synchronization with our sun, those codes are eventually over time are going to be emanated and wake up in our subconscious mind, aka the 3-eye atlas, that third eye activation. Herbs like Bacopa minori are great for pineal gland activation, all right? One of the things that I wholeheartedly recommend is decalcifying and activating the pineal gland around this time. This is very essential for cosmic light code activation, and that's stepping into the higher versions of ourselves. Also recommend herbs like blue lotus because it's smokable, can be brewed into teas, and the apomorphine content makes it great for things like astral projection, as well as lucid dreaming and remote viewing. Especially with the Schumann resonance spikes. The dream realm has already been off the hook, but when you incorporate a herb like blue lotus, it takes it completely to the next level. There are several gods and goddesses that actually report meeting up in the astral planes, actually having memories of fighting the military. All right, we're doing things like meeting in classrooms similar to Harry Potter, and we're actually practicing our powers and different abilities. Once after using Blue Lotus, I had an astral projection experience where I seen us all fighting the military, all right? We were going to subterranean bases. We were freeing children, and their bullets and missiles literally would bounce right off of us. None of their kinetic weapons worked on us at all, and we had telepathy. We actually knew where all of their bases were at. We knew where all of their stations were located, and we were dismantling and neutralizing them almost instantaneously. We were very powerful. Multiple gods and goddesses have dreams and the same experiences like this. It's confirmation to me that we have nothing to worry about because we actually already won the war. I do have the Blue Lotus flower available on Holistic Remedies, link in bio. During this time, we're about to undergo some very powerful transformations. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to ascension.